I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Spiced apple rings. What's your take?
I don't know. I'm fine with apples. As long as cinnamon is involved.
So you're an apple pie person, but have you ever had spiced apple rings?
Yeah, I want a spiced apple ring.
Well, they're usually sometimes they're red. They're like dyed red. They look like beets. People think they're delicious, but they're terrible.
See,
you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Oh, maybe this is something I just grew up having.
I can see like a dehydrated dried apple ring. I can see like a peach fruit ring.
Yeah, these.
I could even see something like a cinnamon ring.
Yeah, isn't that a Neil
Diamond?
A Neil Young song?
I prefer
cinnamon ring.
Neil Diamond in that one.
It's in my brain.
Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Oh, what a fantastic day to be alive.
Indeed it is.
Oh, do you need a drum set by any chance?
Do you have one or four you could lend me?
5.
Yeah.
Okay. We're up to 5 now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
Dan Cinnamon Ring Woodard. Man, we're making some progress here. I was opening up the session to create the files, and we are well into season 4, my friend.
We are. This is our 86th episode.
Whoa.
Not proper episode.
Proper.
But actual episode.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of music we've listened to.
It is. And if you like this podcast and are interested in engaging with us more, it would be fantastic if you could help us out. And here are the ways you could help us.
Way one,
you could actually follow us on your preferred podcasting platform. That actually helps expose the podcast to more listeners. Way number 2, this is a really big one, and it only takes a couple minutes. If you're on Apple Podcasts, and majority of our listeners are at least using an iPhone, so it means you have access to Apple Podcasts, go and write us, spend like 5 minutes and write us a review and give us a rating there. That helps boost us in the algorithm over on Apple and get us out there. That would be a super big help to this. We've actually, now that we're knocking on 2 years of this podcast, we're getting through this. We've had a boost of engagement and a boost of listenership, and that's amazing. However, the percentage of people who listen versus follow is on the lower side. And I'm not expecting everyone to swear their souls to us or anything like that. Not yet. When we take over the world and we become your dark overlord.
You won't have much of a choice.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah. But until then, if you could help us out, that'd be great. And also, if you just want to interact with us, hit us up on Instagram at Backwards Beats Podcast. Join our Patreon, entirely free. Backwards Beats Podcast if we can't figure out the theme here. And if you want to email us at backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com. Please and thank you. We love you.
Yeah, while we're in Plugville, one more thing. If you are an artist and you would like your music featured on this podcast, please reach out via any of those pathways. Mm-hmm. You'll notice in the past several podcasts, we've been featuring some local, some from as far away as the UK, indie artists, folks who just are listeners and want to share what they've done. Mm-hmm. There really isn't any real qualification. We'll give your song a listen. If it sounds well enough recorded that people will enjoy it in their ear holes and you're willing to sign a quick little release, you're in. We want to show your music off. And
with enough interest there, actually you said far away as the UK, we actually had Norway.
Oh, that is, oh man, that one's a banger.
That's a banger. That's yeah. And what was perfect is that person's song fit perfectly in our Park Life video. Like it aligned like thematically, like sonically.
Yeah.
It was a nice fit. So for extra credit, we could potentially pair you with an artist that might reflect your music.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, we want to engage with you.
Yeah, we do. Speaking of music, what are we talking about today?
Ooh, we're talking about a album from 1994 by the band Pavement called Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain.
Correct. Or how would you normally say that? How would you appropriately say that?
Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain.
That's correct. The album was actually named that way because of the song Purple Rain.
How sick.
Yeah, pretty sick. And this pretty much sounds like a Prince album from beginning to end.
No.
Okay.
Nice try.
Okay.
I will say,
end of
though,
episode.
it was not terribly shabby. It showed up on the charts pretty well.
It did.
And the funny part is for the time, I was in fourth grade when this album came out, and I'm not saying I heard it, but there's something about the hue of this album that feels so right for that time of my life.
Oh, yeah.
The sound is so familiar. The songs I don't know, which are all of them up until now. Mm-hmm. There's one I actually think I recognize now.
You probably heard Cut Your Hair.
Yeah, exactly. It's really well known. But all of those sounds are just so in my ears. You know, I was like, oh, this feels so familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we will talk about that familiarity. And as a card-carrying Gen Xer, I might have some varying opinions on both to the positive and to the negative on some of that. So stay tuned.
Oh, did you get your ass kicked to this album?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No. But I did own this album. I take it back. I didn't own this album. Somebody ripped it and gave it to me.
Very good.
Yeah, so I had a CD of it that said Pavement. I didn't even know what the name of the album
It was just said Pavement.
Just
yeah.
a Pavement.
Dude, pirating music was its own game.
Yep. And so, so I was familiar with this album.
Well, let's become more familiar with the actual band Pavement. What can you tell us?
They were formed in 1989 in Stockton, California by childhood friends Steve Malcolmus and Scott Kannenberg, also known as Spiral Stairs. And it was initially a studio project, which is kind of funny because you wouldn't call these people studio musicians if you just listen to this album.
Yes, agreed.
But there's a little bit of mystery and intrigue in here, in my opinion. So they're a studio product, not a performing band. And it came from, the name came out of just some of urban planning in, Kannenberg's urban planning major at Arizona State.
Okay. Just Pavement.
Pavement. There you go. Perfect.
Heard.
You know, another great band is Dump Truck.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Dump Truck?
I'm a fan of Helmet.
Helmets. Very different.
Yeah. Still.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it fits the sequence.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a 2x4 or like
Yeah.
10 penny nail.
3-inch wood screw.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah. Let's find all carpentry or construction based themed bands, and we'll do an entire episode on construction themed bands.
Gatorade piss bottle.
That's not construction.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose it is. Anyway, so their earliest recordings were at Gary Young's ramshackle, Louder Than You Think studio in Stockton. And so he was a generation older than them and a former booking agent who brought Black Flag, Circle Jerks to Stockton. And he played drums and became a member eventually in the band.
How convenient.
Yeah.
They're like, we need a studio. Hey, you're our drummer now.
Want to be in a band? Studio
I've
nerd.
fallen for that more than once.
Yeah. Early EPs, Slay Tracks 1933 to 1969, which was released in 1989. A Demolition Plot J-7, always interesting album names, 1990. Perfect Sound Forever, 1991, were self-released on their indie labels Drag City. Kannenberg made copies of fanzines and labels himself. Had no idea how the business even worked. They're just like,
We're going at
yeah,
it.
yeah. So good for them. Mark Eibold on bass and Bob Nastasovich.
Nastastovich?
Oh my God. I can say his name because I actually don't. Nastanovich, there we go, if I can get my words out, joined in 1991.
What did Bob play? Is he a keyboard player?
Bob, he was percussion.
Percussion.
Yep.
Okay.
He played the flexitone,
No,
which is on this album.
I've heard, and we called it the right thing.
Yeah, we did call it the right thing. I've stopped calling it vibroslap, even though I've known full well it's not a vibroslap.
It's just easier to say.
Yeah. Both great instruments. Their debut album, Slanted and Enchanted, came out in 1992 on Matador Records, became sort of their landmark lo-fi indie rock release.
Oh, so they're busy. They pooped out 3 EPs and their freshman record in 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very busy for a bunch of slackers.
Say more.
Well, this is slacker music.
Totally.
Right?
This is the host of what would become shoegaze in its own way.
Yep.
Or at least partially.
And so when you think about, I'll go into my Gen X card here. In that time period, it was really cool to not give a shit.
By the way, still is, y'all.
But it was different because there are bands and people who don't give a shit and really don't
Yes.
give a shit. And there's bands who, oh, whatever, man, I don't give a shit about anything. And then they put out 4 albums in 3 years.
Sure.
So it's more of, I'm not calling them fake or anything like that, but it's more of a aesthetic you're trying to convey in some cases. I'm not saying that these people are guilty of it. Then it is who you really are, because a true slacker isn't this productive.
All it takes is like one good activator in that group, though, to get it done.
Yeah.
As we've learned.
Yes. And that could have been, Malcolm was like just dragging people through it. I don't really know. I didn't dig that deep into it.
When you listen to what it took just to get Sublime's albums recorded,
Mm-hmm.
when you listen to the producers talk about it, it's insane that we have anything at all from them.
Yeah.
And then that it turned out as good as it did to become landmark.
Right.
That's wild, right?
Yes.
So a good producer, in this case, maybe the guy who is a generation older and owns a studio,
May have helped.
could yank them through.
Yeah. But there's another band we'll talk about who had a generation older producer who there's, I think, some sonic relationship to.
Oh, wow. We're talking about the Jackson 5 today?
No, we'll be talking about Weezer.
Weezer, yeah. I wish you'd let me guess.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. That's they're definitely a comp for this band in a couple of the tunes, especially on the front half.
Well, the difference is you had Rivers Cuomo, who is leaning into the nerd aesthetic and the don't give a damn, but backed by Rick Ocasek, who's like helping them produce like
Workhorse style.
Yeah, and like pop hook bangers.
That's the kicker here, is there's such similarity in the sound of these bands and the things they were channeling. And I actually have notes on this. I think, about like the time we're in the second or third song of the album, where it's like, this is where Weezer turned one direction and Pavement didn't. And it's just, and all Weezer did was decide to clean it up a little bit and pop it out a little bit. And you become A-list talent for generations.
Yes, and the Blue album and this album came out within months of each other.
It's literally the perfect comp.
Yep. And yeah, and they actually ended up collaborating. The individual members ended up collaborating.
Not surprised at all.
And Weezer even cites Pavement as an influence, which you can hear it, right?
Totally.
And there are hooks on this album that's like, oh, if you tuned your guitar, it'd be a Weezer song.
Yeah, like tightened up your rhythm section just a skosh.
Yeah, yep.
It's not far off.
But it's also why I think there's also a divide among the fans, because among the indie like purists, Weezer are sellouts,
Oh, totally.
right? And among people who want to hear music that's in tune and still catchy and hooks for days, Pavement's like,
It's
you wish you
chewy.
were Weezer.
It's chewy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And so there's two distinctive camps. Neither one's right or wrong, but there's definitely,
You can live in a world where you can appreciate both for what they are.
yeah.
I guarantee you Pavement wishes they had the resources Weezer does.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I guarantee you Weezer never went, maybe we shouldn't have written catchy songs.
Right. Yeah. So this album was recorded in Mark Vienza's New York City apartment, described as half studio, half apartment, above a music store where they actually like rented equipment
That's so dope.
for the thing.
That's the way. It's
and-
funny. I would have assumed it was in California based upon the amount of content they speak about on the West Coast.
Yeah, they do. And Malcolm S. West did most of the recording themselves. It was basically just the two of them doing rough takes, and Mark would come in sometimes to do stuff. Most of the songs were done in 1 or 2 takes, them being proud of like, good enough.
Yep.
That's fine.
No, there's a
got it.
little bit of the slacker go.
Yes. They wanted it to be primitive, and they say they're blissfully inexperienced, and I call a little BS on the blissfully inexperienced
I call some BS.
because there's something about I'm a slacker, and I'm such a slacker I'm not any good at what I do, and I'm a slacker and I don't care about like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but there's some points in this album, in my opinion, where it's clear that there is some veneer that's under there. They're just hiding it.
There's some chops. Yeah. I'm not saying they're playing full dress up,
No.
but sometimes you put the wig on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's it. So this album I feel like this was a kind of a big deal album, even though it really didn't do that well. I think they might have sold, like 60,000 copies or something like that for a while. But everybody was talking. I remember everybody talking about them. Have you heard Pavement? Have you heard this album? And it was the song "Cut Your Hair" that got them known. I don't know if like there are some songs on here. It's like, I don't think they ever made like the Garden State soundtrack, but there is some essence of Garden State that you
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it just is using a lot of the mood of the times,
Yeah.
right? Of that like mid 90s kind of, we're not in the grunge scene and we're definitely in the alternative scene.
Yeah.
It's funny. The word alternative in the 90s is what the word indie was in the 2010s.
Right.
Effectively.
Yeah.
Not because they meant the same thing at all, but it became like a vast landscape and a catch-all for all these crazy subgenres.
Yeah.
And here you get this kind of, you could call it progressive, you could call it noise, you could call it so many things, but it wasn't pop rock, and it wasn't modern rock.
Right.
It wasn't metal, and it wasn't grunge. So now where do we go with this?
It's something else. It's alternative.
It's something else. It's alternative rock.
Yep.
Truly at its purest.
It is. I remember back in the day when that was really getting coined as alternative. People would joke, alternative to good.
Oh, oof.
I'm like, no, I didn't agree with that sentiment, but
Yeah.
alternative to, cereal, Fruit Loops,
Cinnamon rings.
cinnamon rings. So I said it didn't really do that great financially initially. Eventually it sold like probably 600,000 copies. It did chart well in the UK, number 15. Billboard 200 came in 121. And Rolling Stone magazine has had them at different points on this list.
Oh, interesting.
In 2003, it was 210 on the list.
Wow, it lost quite a bit of footing.
Yep. Then it slipped in 2012 to 212. To now we are at the 434th greatest album of all time, according to Rolling Stone magazine.
Damn, so it fell over 200 spots.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened there, Rolling Stone?
Yeah, I would love to
We
actually,
inherited, because here's what I will say.
Yeah.
If you look at how many albums came out after this that did replace, that better be 200X albums, whatever that number is.
right.
Or did you guys just change your mind to get tired of it and an older album has suddenly trumped it?
Yeah, or did like the 11 hipsters who just said, you've got to put Pavement up here, leave the board.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of our funny little project.
It is.
Is that no one's opinion actually matters.
It really doesn't. Yeah. Everyone's got an opinion.
Including ours.
Yes. What's the statement? Everyone, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink.
Opinions are like cinnamon rings.
Great.
Everyone has one. It
And
smells
they're
like
delicious.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. And if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, that's the reference.
There it is.
So I got a little bit freaked out because I had this, but I said I had this on a mix CD. So I had this thing, and when I first opened it up on my streaming platform of choice, I got the 2004 re-release, which is a 2-disc set.
Oi.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to do another. No shade on Pavement or anybody. I'm like, I just don't need another 2-disc set. We just did, Tupac, and that was a lot to consume.
It's
thankfully,
it's a lot to speak about and give the respect to,
Yeah, and thankfully this is a 12-song album.
54 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, something in a 4. There's a 4 in.
42 minutes, not even.
I was gonna say, yeah. So retrospectively, people have pulled this higher and lower, but this is a well-regarded album. And I do remember this being in the zeitgeist, not like the Blue album, because like I said, that came out around the same time, and that album was all over the place.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing is they came out months apart, and I went out of my way to immediately acquire the Blue album. Mm-hmm. I didn't know this one existed.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yep. And I think they're okay with that.
Sure.
To some extent. I mean, there's a song in here where they're making fun of some bands. Not as hard as people thought it was, but it did cause some controversy when they're making fun of Smashing Pumpkins and Stone Temple Pilots.
Well, Billy Corgan gets offended if you get his burger order wrong. And
yeah.
So,
it's so funny because now that he has his own podcast and he's been on other podcasts, he's trying to soften his image, being like, it's like, you already said that stuff for 30 years,
we
man.
already know. You were an insufferable asshole forever.
Right.
Not just for a little. The entire time.
Yes, that you've been in the public eye, and now all of a sudden you're softer, mellower. I don't know. Maybe it worked for Howard Stern, who went to therapy and said his apologies. But when Howard talks now, he actually sounds like he cares about people, and Billy still sounds like he wants to convince you he cares about people.
He hasn't gone through his therapy yet.
He hasn't gone through his therapy yet. Yeah.
And his therapy, by the way, is letting Jimmy Chamberlain play rudiments on the back of his skull for 3 days straight.
He does. I will say he speaks highly of Jimmy often.
As all should.
He should. Yeah.
Anything else?
Let's move on.
All right, cool. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of this album after this break.
Life can be complicated. Such complicated times require the ultimate tool. What would you pick? A time machine? An infinite wallet? The ability to commune with corn? Or to be able to grow a beard on command? What if I told you the ultimate tool is no shorter than your hip? Hi, I'm Morty Felcash, and I'm here to share with you the answer to all of life's problems. Pocket mayonnaise.
These fries are really dry.
Yummy.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Help, he's running off with my purse. Oh, my liver.
Pocket mayonnaise.
That's an awfully creaky door hinge.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Let's talk about your sales numbers from last quarter.
Talk about this, you prick.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Excuse me, is this seat taken?
Is that hepatitis?
Pocket mayonnaise.
Hey, can I bum a cigarette? Smoke this.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Why is this coffee so strong?
It's that time of the month.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Hey, you fucking prick, learn how to drive.
Pocket mayonnaise.
And
Pocket mayonnaise.
I want you to put a baby inside of me.
Pocket mayonnaise.
Pocket mayonnaise by Schemely. Who says problems can't be solved with condiments?
Supreme. Oh, man.
Oh, it's more like a taco supreme.
I ain't eating those right now. I ain't trust the lettuce. I ain't trust the jalapenos. I ain't trust none of it.
So yeah, yesterday we had lunch catered by Panera at work, and
I'm sorry.
they bring in a full Caesar salad and other Panera treats or whatever, and they also had lemonade and green tea, and so we're done with lunch, and I just had water, and then I go out and I'm like, all right, I'll take a sip of this fake green tea, and I walk in and to the conference room where we're all meeting. I'm like, is this what Cyclist War looks like? So I thought I went to the bathroom. So I think it worked pretty good.
Fantastic. Here's my sample. Oh, I had to do that, dude. I had to go to LabCorp and get the blood sample.
Oh yeah.
I don't do well with getting blood drawn. I get like the vertigo, like crash. And yeah, like I had to like stop her halfway through. I was like, hold on.
Right.
Like I had like the pressure fall out my chest. If you do that, fun fact, they make you stay for 20 more minutes to make sure you don't like die.
And they give you cookies.
I got Teddy Grahams and a box of apple juice.
Yay!
I was kind of stoked, man. I forgot how cool that little snack could be.
Yeah.
All right. So I love me when we got some good symmetry. This is an easy one to break in 2 sections.
Yep.
Not just because it's 12 songs, but because it actually kind of has its own like identity shift between the 2 sides.
I would agree.
So this album starts off with a song called Silence Kid.
Is that what it's called?
It's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
You made me do a double take.
Well, I should, because many people think this song is called Silent Kit or Silence Kit.
Oh, it's one of these. Yeah, okay. They listen to the hook and they don't look at the title.
Well, even the band might have messed that up themselves.
No way.
Yeah, so it tells a source of confusion for decades. The booklet in his own handwriting showed it as Silence Kid, but smudged the back. It was smudged, so it looks like Silence Kit.
I mean, that's crazy.
So if you were to look up like on YouTube, like how do you play Silence Kid by on guitar, it's going to say Silence Kit.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the song's called Silence Kid.
Yeah, and I mean, if you listen to the content of the song, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
But the band started to own it, so they did a reunion tour in 2010, and their set list says Silence Kit.
Cute.
Yeah. So
yeah. This is that comparison I was talking about earlier, where it's like, this sounds like Weezer. This sounds specifically like Blue Album Weezer.
yeah,
Or Weezer sounds like Pavement,
sure.
and I'm like down with it. Because I mean, Blue Album Weezer is fantastic, obviously.
Sorry, last tangent, and I'll let
please,
you finish your thought. Have you seen Leslie Jones and Matt Damon argue about Weezer on SNL over dinner?
No. I know what we're watching next break. Say no more, fam. Dan and I are notorious for wasting our time. We should be producing this thing and just watching SNL skits.
Yeah. All right, keep going. I'm sorry, my friend.
There's some elements in this song that I really love that, the rigidity of Weezer does not get to do, though.
Yeah.
Which is crazy non sequiturs in the middle of your song, big tempo shifts, things that really don't fly in radio music.
Right.
And thank God, these are awesome and they're well executed. You're obviously not to a click and better for it for that. You have to take your guard down as a musician coming into this album, especially in post, if you weren't there, which I was technically there, but I wasn't listening to this. And I definitely didn't have the analytical prowess that I do now as a musician to even look at it. But you're going to get a little bit of a slop fest.
It's a false start. Beginning.
Especially in the front end of this album. Embrace it. Roll with it.
Yeah.
It's something beautifully real about it.
Yeah. There's something interesting about this is production-wise, the bass tone, especially in this song, is pretty epic. It's booming, and I think it fits really well in the album.
Oh, yeah.
But I start thinking like, all right, but if the band is playing this live and self-mixing, it's going to be god-awful. We were talking about, we have that in the bass player is like way too friggin' loud.
Sure.
Or the sound guy.
The bigger the room you're in too, it gets too boomy.
It's boomy and it just like hurts your soul. Or the sound guy is like, well, people like more bass and he just doesn't know how to EQ the band live. I feel like that's what this must have sounded like. I never saw them live. Must have sounded like, and it probably wouldn't be pleasing, but I think in the mix overall, it works nicely. But I can hear those tones. There's some frequencies and overtones in the bass that I'm like, oh, live. If that's just like direct from the amp and they didn't pay any attention to this other than, did a mastering pass on it or something like that. You know what I'm talking
Well, no, remember, 90s is when the bass came back.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have always complained that 80s is when the bass was gone.
Right.
And so just buried. You may as well just not have anybody, especially in like the boppy hair metal shit.
Or the 2-person synth pop bands.
Precisely. Every now and then I remember this bass. Cinnamon rings all up in your face. Oh God. So, but here you end up seeing as you grow into the mid 90s, I mean, bass players started to get some attention again. I look no further than Flea.
Yeah.
It becomes like a prominent figure in the musician community.
Well, even grunge, you had Jeff Ament, like.
Yeah. No, there's and like the bass line is back and bigger than ever.
Yeah.
You start to hear people like going after like we're gonna build a song around a bass line.
Yeah. Stone Temple Pilots bass player.
Oh God, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk about movement.
Yeah.
Freedom of movement.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of bass opportunities here. I just think that the guitar wall, bass included, across the board, especially in the big saturated, in-your-face rock tunes, sounds so good. And so it's nice to hear because, we don't talk about this. I'll read your notes before we do this. That they were a studio-focused band, a studio-forward band.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me because it's really dialed in. It's like frequency-wise, everything's sitting right where it should be.
Which is so impressive given how little care they pay to the actual performance. So they did 2 takes, we're good, it's good. We're good,
Yeah.
right?
They sure had someone who cared about dialing in the sound for said takes.
Yeah.
Enjoyable listen.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect song for an opener.
It's a catchy song.
Yeah.
I like the guitar parts.
Yep.
And
Song structure-wise, it's also like just not trivial. There's very few songs on this album that are standard structure.
yeah. And then there's so many other bands that, when we do our show notes, it's going to be bonkers here because there's one thing that they do well is, or not well sometimes, but I think it's also intentional, is always having 2 like distinct guitar parts.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a melodic line in here that could be a Cure melodic line in the guitar. And so it's interesting that they actually, for, again, a band who doesn't care about anything, they do arrange their songs.
Certainly. And, it's not 2 guitars hammering at the same part.
Yeah.
This embraces the big 90s trope, the octave playing guitar guy.
Yeah.
So you'll do a melody while playing octaves. That's all over this album.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's just a great way to kick this thing off. You get to hear every element, and it sets the tone. The thing we haven't spoken about yet is, the singer's voice is distinct. This is one of those you either love it or hate it type of dudes. Am I wrong?
You're not. And again, it's the same thing. So, this is Malcolm singing pretty much all of these things. And he... So this is the kind of this is where I'll throw the Gen X card again. Is all of us were accused of being waste of flesh slackers, pretty heavily, and some of it's even still true because of we'll talk about why that's still true, but it wasn't always true, and there are parts on this album where it's clear he can hit it when he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
or at least to the best of his kit, yes.
Yes,
He's not objectively a great singer by any standards.
No, not at all.
But is he a stylistic singer?
Yes.
And he relies on that stylistic presentation. He kind of has 2 tricks he does. Otherwise, a pretty mundane
Yeah.
voice.
What tricks do you call out? Because I think he has different personas.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like two different voices. So one is kind of this like I am uninspired, but very monotone type thing here, and you can sing over this if you do a thing like this, right? It's very monotone. And then sometimes he turns it on nasally and really reaches and burns his voice out.
Yep.
And he'll use that mostly dynamic.
And the falsetto as well.
His falsetto is, I guess, called that the third thing. But
Because when he's singing the hook, the Silence Kid
Yep.
line, that's somewhere up here, maybe. It's,
Sure.
You know, it could be head voice.
And it's much weaker than the apathetic voice guy he can do. And, you know, when you're an apathy voice guy, you start to sound like the dude from Butthole Surfers. You start to sound like John from Cake. Like, you start to sound like some of these singers, right?
Yeah, I've got Butthole Surfers in here later. Yeah.
Of course. But
And
it's all in the same pot.
Yeah.
And so there was something cool about being that voice at this time.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. So why don't you elevate me later?
Yes, please. Song number 2. A shorty, 2 minutes 51 seconds.
I feel like this is The Cure meets Lifehouse.
Oh God. Talk about a band I like and a band I don't like.
Hey, Lifehouse has a couple good songs. It's mostly around the production. And again, another good lead line going against the chords. Lead line is
this is a brick wall. This is a real nice chunk of sound coming at you.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where you get to see them really play out the dynamic thing. They're able to build, add in little elements. It shows some professionalism that they don't want to admit they have, which is just kind of opening. And it's like letting something bloom slowly, which is a professional technique.
I promise you we don't talk about this ahead of time. So, yes, they add elements. The guitar line is ascending. We have a false ending.
We do.
And then it continues afterwards. So a false ending or maybe a false summit, and the song is called Elevate Me Later. So I don't even know if they're even playing that game by adding the things.
Think about it.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a coincidence.
Right? And yeah, if you've ever been on a real hike and you're like, God, I'm exhausted. And you're like, oh, and it's a false summit. Because they do a rock and roll ending.
Oh yeah, they go hard, and it's funny because it's like they almost spend like the first. It's about a minute and a half ish, if I'm not mistaken, to get through like the verse, chorus to said faux ending.
Yeah,
only to leave you there and then come back and punch the hell out of the thing.
Yeah, and then
it's an enjoyable ride,
and it's a song about political correctness.
Indeed, it is. Yeah, there's depth here. There's depth here. This is not your average slacker band.
No, it's not. It's not, and that's always been the thing for me with this band is, and this is, I don't know if it matters, but the worst thing you could be called in that time is a poser.
I knew you were going for that word.
And I'm not saying they're posers. I'm not, but there were so many bands that were doing this. It was like, which one of you guys are the real deal?
Legit, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like they are the real deal. But
these guys are great.
Yeah.
You know, these guys, if you wanted to look at like a more modern comp, I think that look at like a band like My Morning Jacket.
Yeah.
And what they've done for their respective scene of just like, we can embrace like really big rock moments. We can embrace like some kind of like southern rocky type of elements that are theirs. They showed up, and in a realm of musicians who are doing a lot of the same kind of crap, they floated above. I feel the same way about Pavement.
yeah.
They don't need to prove themselves, but I have a hard time knowing what it takes to make an album, especially when it sounds as good as this. You don't stumble over this.
Right.
It's not as clumsy as they want you to believe.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And you don't have to look any further than the first 2 songs to figure that out.
Yeah.
To segue, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You've also barely know them at this point, but have 2 different profiles of song. They introduced an entire new profile of song on the 3rd tune.
Yes.
Which is cool, but Stop Breathing is the tune.
Okay. This is where we might disagree a little bit.
I mean, my first line in my notes says, "Now that's a weird ass tune," and I'm here for it.
And mine is, I get being a slacker, but tune your friggin' guitars.
Well, that's intentional detuned. And by the way, you're the guy who's listening to what's that band called? Alfredo Putain.
That's different. They are hitting they're hitting microtones intentionally. These are just out of tune guitars.
That's the cool thing to do when you're going to war, Dan.
Okay, I guess so. I don't know.
It's a little overdone.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you can dial it back a little bit, but a little bit.
All right, so look,
I do like the 6/8 feel of the song.
There's a storytelling element here that's really, really strong.
Yeah.
There's a groove change that is great.
The double time thing that about 2 minutes in or whatever it is. And now you get like a krautrock vibe.
See, krautrock. What a name.
Well, it's Can, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
The dissonance is intentional. That's not a tune your guitars thing.
No, there's parts that are dissonant, and there's parts that it's tune your guitar. Literally just tune your guitar.
I think
you got a string out of tune.
Intentionally meant to be horribly distracting.
But it's not John Frusciante tuning his C in the in that one song to Perfect Name. What the hell's the song where no one plays it right because they don't realize that he tunes his one string more correctly versus to not
the
equal
B
temperament
goes to a C or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So he does that. Sorry, it never sounds right when everyone plays it. Scar Tissue might be Scar Tissue. I can't remember. But there's a song where he tunes one string. It was a happy accident, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, this is really cool."
Well, that makes the guitar go into fourths, right?
Well, no. He's tuning it to a proper C, or not a proper C, but he's tuning the thing harmonically versus to equal temperament.
Oh, heard. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm just missing my words, but yeah, keep going on.
Look, this tune isn't for everybody. I understand. At first, I did not like my first listen or two of this song. You listen to the messaging, you listen to the words, you feel what the band's doing. Suddenly, that really, really, really out of tune, as one may say. See, I thought you'd embrace this. It's you. You're the guy. It hits for me now.
Yeah.
It's meant to be really ugly. They're like, how can we offend?
Yeah. So this to me, I agree. I agree with that.
It's a little bit of gimmick.
It is. So to me, the out of tune here is what you didn't like in Scary Monsters when David Bowie's shouting out of tune in the first song.
Yeah, but the thing is the conviction.
And he was doing that intentionally too, because he can sing in tune.
Okay.
Right? Because he does sing in tune for the rest of the album.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm shrugging for those who can't watch.
Well, you can hear it in your tone. But David Bowie can sing in tune.
I understand he can. I'm just saying mechanically, obviously, and if you don't, I mean, you can look it down the rest of the back end of this album and see, yes, they're very capable of tuning the guitars.
Yes.
If I'm looking for their intent, and if you look at the message of the song and then the way that the guitar
So what is the
go,
message of the song? Is it a
This
song about
song-
war or a song about tennis?
I took it as war. Thank you very much. But well said.
Yeah.
I appreciate that too. Here, I will join Team Dan for a second and say I think they went a little overboard here, and I think they did it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah. That's my only gripe is for that.
And so does that breach Poser?
I don't think so. I mean, I do like the song, and especially when you get to that like sort of krautrock can type thing that sort of comes to when it goes to the double time thing.
Yep.
And it actually shows that they know how to layer guitar parts.
Oh yeah, Lord. And up until now, think about it, we've pretty much heard brick wall guitar parts with octave melodies played over them.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new can of worms that we've opened here.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite song on the album. I'm probably not seeking it, but if I heard it somewhere, I'd be like, "Oh shit, this is Pavement."
Yep.
Because you wouldn't be able to miss it if you have a real set of ears on you.
No, you would not.
Oh, Dan, if I had some, I would. But you should cut your hair.
I just had a cut, and it doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is their banger. This song, "Cut Your Hair," is the next song. It's Pavement's biggest hit. They peaked at number 10 on the Billboard Alternative Airplay charts in May of 1994. 2 months after Kurt Cobain's death, spending 12 weeks on the chart, getting MTV Airplay and everything. So it was like,
Yeah, so up until now...
This is their sweater song.
Yeah, exactly. Silence Kid, 7 million. Elevate Me Later, 5.5 million. Stop Breathin', 3.7 million. Cut Your Hair, 54 million.
Yeah.
So it's by far actually but it's by far their biggest, though there are a couple big performers later down the line too. I'm surprised about.
Yeah.
But this is the song I knew coming in.
Yeah.
If you had asked me though, hey, who wrote Cut Your Hair?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been able to say Pavement.
You just said Average White Band?
No, I would
No, it's
not.
Cut the Cake. Sorry.
Oh, Cut the Cake's a slammer.
Yeah.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Oh man, Cut the Cake. God, dude. Average White Band, are they on the top 500?
No way, but they're
God, they're so good.
so good.
Anyway, that's like Ralph's favorite band. Oh, he just texted me as I said that.
Wow.
What are the chances?
What are the chances? It's Kismet.
Ugh, my ears were itching and my nails were spotting, or whatever the Italian white housewives would say. Anyway,
So Cut Your Hair.
I love this song, and for all the right reasons. Same
Yeah.
reason everybody else does.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Weezer song. This is their Sweater song. This is or Buddy Holly or whatever.
I think
Yeah.
I think this is more like the Buddy Holly for me. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also a satire of like being obsessed with image,
Yep.
no
And
big hair and
The no big hair poster line is my favorite.
yeah.
No, but what this immediately does for you, especially after the dissonance and the oddities of the last tune, and kind of the more indie garage rock sounds of the first two,
Yeah.
suddenly you go, see, I told you these guys fucking have it.
Yep.
You know, like they can just put together a very cohesive, down the middle,
Yeah.
great sounding song that has all the elements. It checks all the boxes.
Yep. They took the wig off and
Ha-ha.
played their instruments.
They effectively cut their hair.
They did.
And so it's like, I see you. I
Yep.
see you.
Yeah. So the music video, did you see the music video for this?
I couldn't
So the
tell you
band's,
what it is.
band's in a barber shop where some pretty strange things are happening to each member. And, like Mark Eyebold, the bass player, sneezes at a cat.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah. Don't know how that's possible.
Yeah. And then the second drummer drowned line is interpreted to talk about Gary Young's departure from the band. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I was wondering what that was. I
Yeah.
was like, there's something here. I don't know.
I always thought, not knowing anything before this, I always thought it was like almost like a Spinal Tap reference because, they kept going through all their drummers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have made sense.
Spontaneously combusting.
That could have played.
Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion. No, this is great. This is you don't hear a lot of danceable rock, and this is perfect for that,
Yeah. This is a dance tune.
Yeah, it totally is. Good on them, man.
Yeah.
And it's an odd breath to take. You're a quarter of the way through you're a third of the way through the album,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I still don't know where to put my fingers for the pulse here,
Yeah.
because they kind of showed you this weird offering.
Yep.
Like the meal doesn't make sense yet,
No.
and it won't until you get way further down the line.
Correct.
And I like that. I always will give extra points for diversity, but consistency. What you haven't lost throughout the 4 tracks we've heard so far on this album is a sonic consistency. And I'm not just talking about volume normalization.
Right.
Their identity is so much theirs. Their instrumentation has stayed relatively the same. Sonically, things are being mixed in an easy level. It's nice. It's really easy to go from one song to the next, to the point where you get lost in the moment. I remember my second or third listen. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I was walking down this path I always walk down, Noella, and I just got distracted at some point. Oh, because I saw a snake, and I hate snakes.
Right.
And before you know it, I didn't know where I was in it anymore, and the songs almost started to blend together. At the time, it wasn't great for me. I kind of gave that a negative point in my head. In hindsight, I really love the cohesiveness. Like, you could put this album on in the background, 10 friends having cocktails over the course of a household. It would just feel it would be a ride.
Yep. And this is an album that to go into a record store was easily going to be on in the record store.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. This is a record store album.
Totally. I gotta get it on vinyl now.
Yeah.
All right. Anything about that?
No. What
Cool.
else did I say? Listen to the song. It's a great song.
Yeah, totally. And if you, for half of you who listen to it, you'll go like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
know that song,"
Yep.
or "I've heard."
This
that
could have been
song.
on the Garden City.
Yeah.
Right.
Newark Wilder.
Okay. Well,
Oh, by the way, talk about a fall off in listenership: 54 million down to 2.7.
because now you go from out of tune guitars to a bit of an intonation problem on Fly, Fly, Fly. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Now,
And he's obviously, of course it's intentional. I like, well,
well, so yes, no. Here's the thing. Here's the difference. Any jack off, especially someone who owns a nice enough guitar that they can afford to play this album,
Yeah.
can physically tune their guitar to 440 and they own a good enough instrument that even
Yeah.
a little intonation is not going to jack it up.
right.
Singers don't have that privilege. You can't mechanically just go tune that thing. We know this to be true.
Okay.
Say your piece.
I know my staring at you
Smirky,
isn't good
Mr.
podcast.
Smirkerton.
Right. So are you saying that had David Bowie had a strobe tuner at his disposal? Like, because so you're right that singers have to self-tune.
It's a harder instrument, objectively speaking.
It is.
Mechanically, it's a soft fucking tissue.
But correct. But he's doing this for effect, for sure. Or he's singing this on the couch with like 7 beers in him.
Well, that's the kicker. That's the part I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know if you hand me a perfectly tuned guitar, there's only so much bending that you can do, right?
Yeah, you can grip the guitar too hard and make it go out of tune.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can slump over and bend the neck of the guitar.
Yeah.
You can knock a tuning peg this way or that.
Yeah.
But your recording engineer can stop the recording, knock you back into tune and fix.
Yeah.
You keep those takes if the takes were good, whatever it might be. And as
Yeah.
you mentioned, they were kind of like 2-take wonders.
They're
They're like,
good.
yeah, we're fine. We got it. We like it.
And I'm sure the producer's like, do you want to try to dial in those fly flies? I'm like, "Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The singing's just, it's a different beast.
It is.
It's a different beast entirely. Sometimes you just can't support your notes.
Sometimes you can't. Maybe she's sitting different notes.
There you go. I'm not disagreeing with you by any means. And honestly, the fact that these guys, like some people put music out and like they passed it through like 2 chinois fine mesh filters, like it's going to be a soup at Thomas Keller's restaurant. These guys, they're passing it through a tennis racket and they're like, that's good.
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
Yeah.
Is the essence there? Cool, man. Let's move on.
I actually do like this song. And so moving on from that, I like, again, another single line on the guitar mixed with this tremolo line.
The trem is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of my notes on this one for sure. This composition is so cool.
But here's my gripe, maybe production wise on this, where I like both lines, but the way they're like mixed together, I get Hear My Dear vibes. Remember like when Hear My Dear was like, there's some fantastic musicians playing here. I don't know what they're playing and if they even know that they're playing on the same album. There's a bit of that in this part.
I have a theory.
Okay.
And so what was so good about the first, second, and fourth song of this album, these walls
Yeah.
down the middle.
Yeah.
If you're not going to hard pan and frequency tune your space on your guitars specifically,
Yeah.
they're going to get in the way of each other.
Yeah.
And so I do feel like maybe they left, back then it wasn't much like a digital preset as it was a manual one on the board, but maybe they were so used to panning the guitars softly left and right versus here they probably could use some more space.
They could. And it's a production critique because I like both lines.
Oh yeah, the lines are
parts.
very, very good. Now I will say, I think the guitar effects use is awesome. I mean, you already mentioned the vibrato, the distortions and like the Dumble like sounds that they're getting out of these guitars.
Really good.
I mean, 90s are when, in my opinion, pedals were perfected. Sure, they were, they were effectively created throughout the 60s and 70s. They were heavily customized and shaped sound throughout the 80s. But by the 90s, it was like
We know what we're doing now.
competing brands. People are starting to clone things that already existed and rebuild them. Version 2s are coming out.
Yeah.
And then when you get into 2000s and past, then it was all virtual instrument, MIDI, and then modders.
Right.
And then we're still there. Right now, it's all about IR, right? Can you capture the exact frequency from amplifiers and cabinets? And
Right.
the answer is you can.
Yeah.
Can you mimic microphones perfectly? Shit, I'm playing off of a Helix now. I've got 40 pedals I don't use because a box with 3 buttons is doing it better, honestly.
Yeah. But the thing is, with those pedals that you talk about, to your point, I have a friend who makes pedals.
Sure.
He makes pedal clones, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And all of his pedal clones are the exact color of the pedal he's cloning because it's so known.
Yeah,
the
you're
pink
like,
pedals.
I'm going to do the
Yeah.
OCD mod. Here's
Yeah.
my Tube Screamer mod, whatever
Yeah.
it might be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they sound damn good. You can buy the circuit. They
Yeah.
sell them in kits.
Yeah, he's not making the pedals. He's
He's soldering and
Yeah.
falling. It's Legos.
essentially, yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah.
And you end up getting a pedal that sounds kick ass.
Yep.
Dude, I got a clone the other day for $80 off Warm Audio's auction.
Right.
The real clones are going for $4,400.
Yep.
Does mine sound as good as a real clone? No.
Well,
Does
anyone
mine
know?
sound is 96%?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
This song has an entire different mood to it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about here.
Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Once again, 5 songs in, no 2 songs are remotely the same.
Yeah.
And, production notes aside, which I do agree with you entirely on this, this is where my mind every time goes, damn, this band's more melodic than the average Bear.
They are.
They really have some clever melodies. And it's not just the lead singer melodies where you assume it would be. It's everybody's kind of sharing this. It becomes a fugue at times, but slowly, in the sense that you end up with these shared movements down to the bass. Mm-hmm. The only place you don't really see it, and this is not, I'm going to say it because I want to say it now. I have to say it. There's no stellar drumming on this entire album.
Mostly they're stock indie beats.
And it's every fat back you heard from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's just such a 90s commercial thing. And they're loose. This drummer is not going to make it to Drummer's World magazine.
No.
I'm sure they're a perfectly fine person. They serve the band very, very well. I wouldn't change a thing. Not everybody can be a stud. But if you look at the other sound sources, especially when they bring in like piano and keys in this album too, you end up with really clever use of quick melodic phrases that ricochet throughout the course of the song. These little themes are created almost in a classical sense.
Yeah.
Am I overthinking this?
No.
Good. And the other piece here is you pair those with their ability to be dynamic.
Yeah.
And they're not like crazy dynamic. They're not like, oh, we're really going to milk this. There's not huge builds and then like massive, fall offs. It's just they can really use their sound sources to build energy and then deflate.
Yep. I agree. I don't think that assessment was unfair.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
I really overtalked on that one. You can have this one.
That's fine.
Song number 6, Unfair. A shorty.
It's a shorty.
Shouty.
And you talked about the production. I love the guitar tone in this one. And this actually does have a truly classic, like indie.
This is the one. That's the beat.
Yeah.
I haven't known about it myself.
And here is where I say, more than anything, John McCree enters the fray. Singer from Cake.
That's it.
Yeah, I was struggling. What was his name? Yeah, John McCree. That's the persona. The Cake persona is here
Until the scream singing.
because this is a punk tune at its core.
This is, I said, man, you and I are right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally, it's drowning in punk vibes, though it's obviously not a punk song.
No, it's not. It's like if Cake or Beck wanted to do a punk tune.
Ooh, Beck's a good call too. I didn't have him in any of my mentions, but when you look at this certain kind of lowbrow music, you got to have him in the conversation.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to see what Beck's got on the big list.
Well, he's got to be on there, right?
Yeah, I hope Midnight Vultures is on.
Yeah, both good albums.
Yep.
So here's where you have this whole California thing. There's a lot of California in this one. They're talking about the water and all that sort of stuff. And it seems weird given how New York this album is, as far as where it's made and everything like that. But
that reminds me of just total, I wouldn't call it non sequitur, but you and I have watched it together before.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that old Steely Dan one we used to watch all the time, The Making of Asia?
Yep.
What'd they say about Home at Last? They went, because they're New Yorkers.
Right.
And they're like, went to California to go get away from New York. But once we were in California, all we could do was write about New York.
Right. Yeah. And what's so crazy, I highly recommend it was some Making of Classics documentary that came out a bunch of years ago. It's fantastic. The Making of Asia.
Oh my God.
It's such a great listen. And for me, stealing, especially that album, especially Home at Last, to me sounds like New York. I was just in New York a couple weeks ago, and New York has changed from when I used to go there a lot. And so I was there during like a sanitation workers strike. I was there when it was kind of gross and dirty, and it's not as gross and dirty as it was.
Yeah.
And so I do hear certain music, and I think that sounds like New York to me.
East Coast, West Coast. We were
Yeah.
talking about this during Tupac a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's sounds, and you can really capture them.
Yeah.
I think that the front half of this album, this first 6 songs really give you a fantastic chef's tasting menu about the breadth this band has to offer without ever losing its core.
Yeah.
Ever.
So the question is,
Yeah.
So they're talking about, let's burn the hills of Beverly.
Yep.
Beverly Hills. So obviously Beverly Hills by Weezer came out much later.
Much later.
Any tie? Is Beverly Hills by Weezer an homage? That's where I want to be. Not really. My automobile's a piece of crap. Like they might be.
I mean, Weezer's effectively making fun of Beverly Hills too.
Yes.
So that's satire.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you Bakersfield trash is in this one. Like it's.
No, this is great, and they're not sitting on. We mentioned punk music earlier, right? And punk doesn't rely on artistic lyrics to get message across. It's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
It's almost always like bullhorn effect.
Yeah.
Down the middle. You need to hear what I am saying. I'm going to force it on you to the point where I'm going to repeat it, scream it, whatever I need to do to, blast this into your goddamn head.
Yeah.
And they don't ever breach the lines of that.
No, they don't.
There's always
they're
a poetic.
too clever for it.
There's always one of those fucking black and white composition notebook feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
I really scribbled some pages out to get this done. So it's like they never lose their core there. I appreciate it a lot more than on my first listen.
Yeah.
And then you add in the cadence, the odd vocal delivery, the guitar wall, and this song specifically is just powerful. It's really big. Kill it. If I could get that guitar song or sound and bottle it.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
It's really great.
Really good.
Man, I think the A side of this album is just such a fantastic listen.
I agree.
All right, I need a breath. Take a break.
Me too.
On and on. It always goes, you're always on. Maybe I should put a stop to this before the clues are worn. Take a seat and sit back, relax for one last listen. Oh my God, what were we thinking? That if we pressed rewind, the cassette high end would make guitars sound so bright. Better act quick before it unspools. Maybe take a pencil, you know that I don't write these rules. Oh my God, what were we thinking? Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, you are a small star, at least to me. And I hope
the story goes, every once in a while I'm hearing you on the radio. They're peddling your old somber tune, the one that used to wind them up and set them loose. Oh my God, what were they thinking? Na na na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. You are a small star, at least to me, and I hope you finally found your beat. The scene's been a bore and everybody's left, but your voice it still rings in my head. Your voice it still rings in my head. Your voice it still rings in my head. Your voice it still rings in my head.
That was a song called Before the Grooves Wear by the artist/band Sham, right here from Music City, Maryland, Catonsville. If you want to learn more, feel free to email us or hit us up online and we can talk about the artist. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
High five.
Wow, I'm in my refractory period after that one.
Oh yeah, for surezies. So second half of this album here, Crooked Rain by
The
Pavement.
Yep.
The Pavement. You know a band I like? Yellow Card.
I'm sorry, but
Drink my blood. Anyway. So nice even album here, 12 songs.
Mm-hmm.
This is the back half, as one might say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ever going to call this an arc, but there is a change on the back half. Do
There
you
is.
sense that? A change in the force?
Yes. It's suddenly I heard a million voices screaming out and silenced all at once. I misquoted that, but you get the idea.
That's the idea.
If you ever saw Star Wars.
I like it. Once or twice.
Here, I feel like I get the Cure all day long from the guitar tone.
You're talking about Gold Sounds?
Gold Sounds.
With a Z.
Yes. Which is named #1 song of the 1990s by Pitchfork in 2010.
Really? #1 song?
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Don't get me wrong. Saw her. Last night, I
Yeah.
saw her film. 33.5 million listens on Spotify. Doesn't lie. But man, that's like really high praise, yeah?
I agree. I don't know that I agree with that praise. So guitar tones, I get the Cure. Vocally, I get Dinosaur Jr.
Sure. I like this song a lot.
Me too.
It's just, crazy praise, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this has a lot of crazy stuff going here. The big piece is we go from those pieces of music that remind me of modern alternative. They're punk influence. They definitely influence like shoegaze. Now the band shows you that they're not cosplaying as real musicians or guys who have some grasp over technique.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the song where you really figure it out.
My actual note is guitar sounds like the Cure and shows that they are actually capable of real instrumentation. And
Indeed,
real
yeah. I
performance.
mean, intonation and tuning suddenly
Yep.
not a thing.
Yep.
A really cohesive chordal structure in this song.
Yeah.
If you look at the voicings on every single instrument, including the vocals, really clever melody lines. It's not every day that you can sit down and take an odd meter song and then make it.
Well, this song's not I meter.
This tune isn't? No, this song Gold Sounds? I'm pretty sure this is the one, not odd meter per se. This has the bars of 2 implanted all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, mixed meter, yeah.
Mixed meter.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. You're very
Sorry,
right.
yeah.
But you get a mixed meter song and make it feel seamless.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will slap in these extra, beats or play with different meter, and it feels jarring.
It can. And we've talked about this before. We talked about this with Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah, of course.
And where sometimes people will do this mixed meter to extend a phrase. Like, here's the words I have to get in. How do we do that? Well, they're not thinking about it. Even though they do know what odd time signatures are, and
Yes.
for sure, they might not have written it that way out of a math rock perspective. But I think it's a phrasing choice.
I feel like in this song, however, they've intentionally put those bars in first and then fit the lyrics to them. I'm not
Really?
going to call it pristine.
Okay.
You listen to some songs that it really works in. Think about like Possum Kingdom,
Yep.
right? With its ever popular trade-off
Yep.
bars. Think about a more recent song, Lake Street Dive, Good Together.
Yep.
Songs where it actually kind of gels and moves over. Queens of the Stone Age are really good at doing this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here I'm like, okay, these guys are showing us that they can throw 2 extra measures on as a tag,
Yeah.
which was a common, if I remember playing marches in, symphonic bands,
Yep.
where this was a popular thing to do in, music significantly older.
Yeah.
They're doing it in a fun way here.
Yeah.
And they're doing it, and it shows you this isn't just a bunch of, punks who figured out their instruments in a garage somewhere.
Right.
That's all.
They know what they're doing.
Indeed.
Another one that I want to mention, as far as since we're bringing up the mixed meter stuff, is I almost did a deep dive on it, which is the song "Walk Me Home" by Pink. If you know that song, you might not even realize it because she has 4 on the floor going in this kick drum, but that thing changes meter like every other measure. It's crazy.
The 4 on the floor embraces that.
Yes, yeah. And so the band Pomplamoose does a cover of it, and they don't do the 4 on the floor. They have an actual drummer playing, and then when they get to the measures of 3, 4, and he's basically has a hi-hat going on 2 and 4. Well, every once in a while he has to stop doing it, and it really pulls out the mixed meterness. But the song flows so beautifully. It's a really cool song. I don't know if you guys are interested in my breakdown. Hit us up. Let us know. I'll do the breakdown. I actually started it, and I thought maybe it was more of a video thing. If it is, maybe I'll throw that over on Patreon.
That's a great place to put it.
Yeah.
You guys, I promise you, we get like 5 people to email Dan and say do it. He'll do it.
It's half done already. So
It's not like he has any other projects going on in life.
no, God.
No, this is such a neat head turner for you. If you've bought into the first half of this thing, you go back and you go, wow, they've really refined.
Yeah.
And it's great. And here's something that popped out during this song too. I look back at the album and I did not check this, but it's crazy to me how little vocal harmony and doubling and stacking is done on this album. Almost everything is just one singer down the middle. Call it a day.
Yep.
You know how rare that is?
Yeah. And I think that just fitting into, we just played the song. That's it.
It's like the opportunities that they had, especially here, to do more vocally. Yeah. I'm not mad. I wouldn't change it, but it really was stark. I was like, oh my God, like this is a singer singing into a microphone, and that is how the song sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is, I mean, for the most part, Malcolmus is the only singer on this entire album, with the exception of one song.
Yeah.
And I think we're just singing that song. We're not Alice in Chains. We're not gonna
They're going to give you that one performance.
Yeah.
If we can't do it on the instruments in front of us,
Yep.
fuck it. All right. Yeah. I think this is a great tune.
It's a great way to start the second side.
Best song of whatever Pitchfork said, Credential. But it's a great. I'll never turn the song off.
Of the 1990s of the decade.
That's crazy.
Not 1990.
No, I can think of it's not the best song of 1994 by any means, or
Right.
90, whatever year you would isolate.
Right.
But it's a good ass song.
It is a good song.
I'm not taking anything away from it on that.
There are better songs on this album.
Yes, indeed. Do you believe Ringo's the greatest drummer of all time? He's not even the best drummer in this band. Which takes you to, I'm going to call it 5-4 unity, but it reads 5-4 or 5-4 unity.
So the meaning behind that is 5 minus 4 equals 1, and 1 is unity.
Unity, yes.
Yeah, so that's... This is Take 5.
It's Take 5.
And it openly, this is homage to Take 5 by Dave Brubeck.
Yeah. Which, once again, a song that if you guys don't know the title of, you've heard it. Yeah. Most famous song in 5 of all time, one might argue.
Probably, yeah.
And also used in media and advertisements and movies all over the place.
Banging song.
The way I wrote this sounds like the kind of jam I would have had after getting stoned post community college jazz band practice with my friends.
Yeah. And I think it is because, so this song is like bipolar in as much as you've got this 5 groove, and this is betraying their slacker persona because you're not an incompetent musician and you put this song together, even though they throw some stuff in later in the this guitar counterpoint thing, which is not truly counterpoint. It's like, we're just going to play stuff, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yep.
But there's still something there. Like, if you don't know anything, that would have been a complete train wreck. And it is a train wreck, but it's supposed to be a train wreck.
Their train wreck.
Right, yeah. And the other thing is there's these like 16th note jangly chords, which proves, because they're done in time.
Yep.
Oh, whoops, you do know how to play your guitar.
I feel like you and I both did the same thing over the course of our week on this album.
Yeah.
Which is like, you're not as slack or lazy as you're trying to sell us, assholes.
Yeah.
And we keep pulling. All we've done is like collect information to prove it.
Which is all.
Which is in their defense anyway.
It is, yeah. And there's a guitar sound. I can't articulate it. It's like a siren-y sound, like a woo 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 woo.
Yeah.
That is can. That is can. That is can.
Kraut.
Yeah, that is krautrock.
This song has 3 major elements. It has the obvious Brubeck steel in 5. Mm-hmm. It's got the cut time thing.
Yep.
And then it has the back half, as you could call it.
It also
right?
has the I Want You, She's So Heavy arpeggiated guitar part for just like a second. Bow down, down, bow down. Like,
yeah, and they effectively go into a 6/8 time.
Yeah.
For their, I say cut time.
Yeah.
But you're not cut timing 5 unless you want to do some really crazy math and meet at the 20th bar.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree entirely with you. So the front half is kind of like, it's almost like they're using it as a jazz chart. They're going to play through the system 2 times through.
Yeah.
On the Brubecky part, their part, Brubecky part, their part. And then they kind of abandon the ship. There's a part where the 2 guitars are playing, talk about some weird tonal shit.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Is this jam, which is, you said fugue earlier.
Yep.
And it's not a fugue, but
No, that thing's confuged.
yeah, yeah, perfect.
But there's points where they're literally, a half tone apart from each other in this kind of odd. I don't even think it's a descending or ascending scale. I think they're just kind of doing
they're exploring
some
space.
movement, yeah, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Not the kind of song you would have bet to hear on this album in a million years if you'd heard the just first 4 pieces, right?
No, not at all.
So interesting to say the least. And kind of when I saw 5/4, I didn't know they were like totally slut out to the 5/4 reference the world knows.
Yeah, and where it's Dave Brubeck is the rhythmic or the chordal rhythms when they're in the 5/4 part.
Dong 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 dong. I mean, like it's so there.
Yeah.
Funny little tune. Fun listen.
Yeah.
Which brings you to song number 9, Range Life.
This is when Soul Asylum and the Velvet Underground had a love child.
I said, this is pre-Wilco.
Okay. Perfect.
I feel like we're there.
Yeah. What I mean by the Soul Asylum is that the strumming pattern in the chords might not be the exact same key, but they're like this. It's the same chordal rhythm as Runaway Train by Soul Asylum. And if you've ever listened to anything that Lou Reed's ever spoken, sung,
Yep.
you've got the Lou Reed persona coming out vocally.
Yeah, I'll give you the persona for sure. You know, this is the first song on the album, and maybe the only, that features an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And it drives it.
And it sounds good.
Oh, this to me, and so the back half of this album, we can already tell, this is exploratory. This is showing you there's some way more under the hood than one would believe.
Yeah.
You could have just sold the front half of this album as a 6-song EP. Mm-hmm. Frankly, it'd be a perfect EP. Mm-hmm. And it's so that image. Now we're like, all right, cool, we burnt that. Now let's go do Gold Sounds, which is a totally off the rails tune. Let's do our Brubeck cover, and then let's do our best attempt at being what we would call, in the lightest way, country. This is Southern rock, country-esque realm. The singing presentation, the strumming pattern, the bass line, it all locks in. And Range Life, think about it, right? And the inability to escape the city.
Yeah. And the song ends with a stolen Billy Squier riff. Stolen.
Borrowed.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a joke, I think, but
I agree. I think, and just like the Brubeck too, I don't think they took any of it too seriously in that sense. Like, we're going to fucking play what we want to play.
Yeah. But here's where they talk smack about the Pumpkins.
Yep.
And Stone Temple Pilots.
SCP, yeah.
Yep. And again, they've walked it back, but I don't think they walked it back because they didn't mean it. I think they walked it back because it was taking more literally than they actually meant it.
Precisely. These guys truly don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like in the best way.
Yeah.
They're like, if I thought this I thought this was America.
Right. Right. But when they did a reunion tour, they took those lines out and replaced it with Toe the Wet Sprocket.
Oh, good. So they're like, we'll just trade.
Yeah.
We can change the target.
Yeah.
Any day of the week. I had a Toe the Wet Sprocket reference on here. I'm glad I didn't have to use it. No, but this definitely has a Southern backbeat feel. Yeah. That's the Wilco-y thing I'm feeling too. And though it's not their bag, it does them justice. Once again, the soundscape is brilliant. I love the production on the song.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is. Yeah.
It's a longer tune too, which I don't mind here because he's just interesting.
Yeah. But it's still under 5 minutes.
Yeah, but his presentation is just like, well, they keep, I guess they're hitting the same theme over and over.
Yeah.
Yet I don't get bored of it.
Yeah. And which is interesting because I don't really imagine you're a big Lou Reed fan because the verses are mostly spoken. And it's a hybrid between Lou Reed and Cake.
When that's your entire persona, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
What Dan's referencing is I hate when good singing artists decide to do a spoken line or two, but that's even fine with me. It's when they try to sound away when they speak, which I know is not how they actually sound.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
You're not an actor. Get back to singing, monkey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My favorite part of the song, only because of the irony of it, and it reinforces what you and I think we already know about this. It was just they just aren't taking it that serious. Last 30 seconds of the song.
Yep. Right.
You're supposed to lay this song down smooth.
No, that's the Billy Squier part and all that. Yeah.
No, bro. Yeah, that boogie woogie ass.
Yep.
It's just like, and they're just like, yeah, we can't leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
We got to do this. It's
great.
Obnoxious in the best way.
Yes, it is.
And it's one of my favorite songs in the album.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's up there.
It's
maybe
so enjoyable.
number 2 or 3.
Yeah, it makes my top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of candidates, frankly, on this album. There's so many good songs on it.
Not this next one.
Dude. You don't like it?
I have one note.
Okay.
I don't like this song. Get off the fucking couch and play the damn song.
Oh, see this one. See, this is where he really sounds like John from Cake.
Yeah, if he was like on a 5-day heroin binge on the couch in his own vomit.
You never know. I like this song because I think that there's a really, really, really clever chord progression actually hidden in this tune.
It's in there.
But man,
Like, stand
they
up and play your
can't
instrument.
not dick around. They're so ugly about it.
Stand up and play your instrument.
I love this tune.
People paid for this album.
I love this tune.
Just
dude.
record the song.
It's so funny because you're generally not afraid of dissonance. You just think this is
not
sloppiness.
It's not the dissonance. It's literally like you have to turn this song up. Like they're in a fucking coma when they're playing this song.
This song is so crash pad.
This is Sid and Nancy after she's been murdered and they've discovered her and they're like, oh, let's jam on a tune. Like this is.
It's definitely druggy.
Yeah.
It's definitely druggy.
Yeah.
But I think it's a statement, man. It's so funny. I thought for sure the two really dissonant tunes in this album, number 3 and number 10, you would embrace heavily. You've
not
been
that-
the exact opposite.
The dissonance isn't my problem with this.
No, because it's
like
not
when you
chord-
strum
it's
your
not-
guitar.
It's,
Strum
it's
it.
not their dissonance.
Put the pick in your fingers and strum the fucking guitar. Wake up and strum your guitar.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
No, because it's not like
The song isn't bad in its core.
it's not like they arranged the dissonance. It's in the performance.
Right.
It's in uber bends that they couldn't define. They're not writing on paper. They don't wish to.
Right.
They're intentionally fucking with the sound.
I didn't even put my fingers in the right spot on the
It's
guitar
bugging
neck.
me so much.
It's dog shit.
Oh man, we couldn't be further away on that one.
Yeah.
I love this tune. This song sounds like California to me. This sounds like burnt out, fucked up California to me.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like Encinitas Happy Land. I'm talking about like absolutely like old Oakland, but further out in garlic.
No, I've
country
seen
bullshit.
Requiem for a Dream. Like
Precisely. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
And they fade it out. It's all clunky. It's all broken. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Look, it's not the best song in the album by any length, obviously. But I like this piece of art. I think this shows you a boundary, a corner that they're able to access. It's about as far as they're able to go.
Yeah, because basically if they hit their guitars any lighter, you wouldn't even hear the strings vibrate.
Yeah, but man, there's an essence and a sound that comes with it. You know what I love about this song? It's not even the song. It's the permissiveness. It's the permission that I've gotten to explore and write whatever I want. It's like no matter what I say on the mic as an artist, this song will always exist to be part of that wall.
Yeah. I saw this quote. It's like, this song sounds drastically different from the rest of the album. Yeah, it sounds like they were still asleep when they're playing it.
Yeah, it sounded
More mellow with heavy use of piano, played by Bryce Goggin.
nice Goggin.
Yeah, there's piano in it.
Indeed.
Maybe the best performance.
I like the piano across this album, or
Yeah.
at least when it enters in the latter half of said album.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think there's a song here, and I think there's a way to convey what they're trying to convey without it being total dog shit. So I think there's a version of this
You
song.
can single-handedly just blame the guitars. If you remove the guitars,
Yeah. Yeah. Remember you did sound for us? For
your company picnic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one guy who, for the love of all that's holy, like he had the great heart, but I'm like, just make sure you have him potted down in the mix. Cause
Potted. I think I had it muted. I don't know if I plugged that mic in.
I don't even know.
I was warned, you know?
Yeah, you're warned. I'm like, we have one guy who's been on the Warp Tour,
Yeah, he was sick.
and then we've got this guy who is a sweetheart of a human being, and I'm like, and we have another guitar player who's also quite good,
Yeah,
and so like we need to let these two guys
we did.
fill the space.
All good.
Yeah.
It helped that guy in question brought like line 6 practice amp or something. Like the amp he brought was so
Yes.
dinky.
Yeah.
I was able to just to flood him out and
Yeah.
like also not put him in the mix. Yes.
Right. And not offend him.
Precisely. Well, he
Yes.
can hear himself on stage. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Are we done talking about this?
Yeah,
shit show?
I believe we are.
We have to hit the explicit on
Well,
this one.
now that we get to run into the number 11, hit the plane down.
So we'll probably disagree on this one.
Probably the opposite. May I read you my skit?
Let's hear it.
Mom, in the front seat of a car. Johnny, what would you like for dinner tonight? Johnny says, oh, look, Mom. Very early Red Hot Chili Peppers, heroin era. Can we have that? Mom, no, honey. We have that at home. That's his song.
So here's the thing. I don't agree with that for a few reasons. So I think this is when Radiohead and Butthole Surfers have a love child.
Okay.
Because there's the down, 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 which is a very,
Radio
very Radiohead-esque
Headbutt.
thing. And then we're going through the megaphone and we've got the Butthole Surfers sort of aesthetic going on. Spin Magazine said this is the only skip on the album. I don't think this is a skip. I actually do. I like this song, except there's a train wreck that comes in, which is intentional again.
Oh, see? So we can be intentional with our train wrecks.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it because I think the song has some bones, and then they start just like. I want to like this song more because I think it has the bones to it. But
it's not objectively a good song.
It's fine, right?
The bass is annoying. The vocal effect is. The vocal effect takes away any ability for there to be any like real dynamic in the song.
Right.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
Right.
Look, like, do I like the song? No. Does it really fit this album? No. I do like that it exists.
Yeah.
Like, I like the experimentation. I like that it definitely should be song 11. I like its placement for what it is.
It is. So Spin said it's the weirdest and so this is actually sung by Scott Kannenberg. The vocal performance isn't bad when he's not going through the megaphone. He's fine.
Sure.
He says weakest of Pavement songs, the only skippable track on an otherwise flawless album. Well, I don't agree because it's not a flawless album because of the last Dumpster Fire. But he says but here's where you guys are aligned. He says note it as an important message about Pavement and how the band is not interested in cleaning up its act. So
I respect that.
What I want to like about this song is like when Radiohead goes on a long tangent with a very consistent riff, they're also like phenomenal musicians and they can pull it off.
They're pretty good musicians.
And
phenomenal is a big word.
Well, you might not have listened to enough of them, but the where it doesn't hold is pick your lane, and you're starting off in this thing that sounds like you're going to do a thing, and then you go do the other thing.
It never evolves from the thing.
No, it doesn't. Which is
Ever.
Well, the evolution is the more like cacophonous stuff that they just keep layering stacks and stacks and stacks of
but like
noodly stuff in the background.
Radiohead finds ways to evolve, and they don't have to add in 9 sound sources and a lot of volume to do it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is
You can just
I
listen
really
to a
want to
weird
like
British man howl over some shit, and for some reason it works. Here it does not necessarily work.
No, it doesn't. I really want to like this song. I barely even want to like the other song. I really want to like this song. It starts off, I'm like, okay, what do we got here? I'm good. I'm like, and then you're not.
That's crazy to me that you think that this is the better song over Heaven is a Truck.
Yeah, because at least they're playing their instruments.
They're playing their instruments to Heaven is a Truck. Heaven is a Truck is fantastic.
Barely.
It's just a clusterfuck.
Barely. Flying out. Barely.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shall we move on to the
Yes.
closer?
Yes. The Fillmore Jive. This is 6.5 minutes. Ender of an album.
It is. This is 2 songs pasted together.
It is indeed.
I think it works as a closer.
It's the only place you could put it.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the first minute of the song. It's like, I'm not sure if they found their
I'm not a
footing.
big fan of the first half of the song.
But there's a build.
There is. I like the second half of the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Ish. But even then, they're kind of like just banging the shit out of their instruments at the point.
Yeah.
It actually lacks the finesse that they've showed us they've had up until this point. They've been really great about being able to build. Mm-hmm. And here they're kind of going for the more like noise rock approach.
Yep. But here's the funny thing is there are 2 guitar solos in this song.
Yep.
One of them is actually well played.
Yep.
And the other is like,
And by the way, neither of them are traditional. There's not a blues lick on this album.
no.
It's not. This is not your everyday guitar player, your bedroom guitar guy. You know, out here wanking off. Everything is more modular.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think one of the solos is notably better.
Yeah. The first one.
Yeah, which is funny because the second half of the song is notably better.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Because
Indeed.
the song is like, get into a space where like, I'm feeling this song.
This song also fidelity-wise lacks. And look, someone can make the argument that they're pulling his vocal back on the first half of the song intentionally and feeding him in slowly.
Yep.
Cool. Glad you could physically do it. Still wasn't a great sonic choice.
No.
And, you did such a great job for 80% of this album gripping me.
Yep.
Really. I mean that. And to be frank with you, for me, the back 2 is this where this album, suddenly I'm less interested. For you, I'd argue the back 3.
Yes. Because it's a 6-minute song, there's maybe 2.5 minutes of the song I do enjoy.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So this could have had its wings clipped and been a better song objectively. I think we both agree.
Yeah.
It could have been better produced. And I think we really needed something a little more impactful after the very far out there songs 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Fair statement.
Yeah.
Regardless of which one we liked more.
Yep.
Both no one's going to argue the last 3 songs on this album hit.
They don't really.
I would say the perfect album in my mind would just end at song 10. You'd probably say
9.
9. And by the way, if you just gave me a 9-song album, we ended on Range Life. Yeah.
Actually, that would be a great end
That
to
would be
the
a
album.
killer.
Yep.
Range Life was already one of like more out there moments for them if you look at stylistically.
Yep.
I don't need to talk about Fillmore Jive because it's one of my least favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, it's in my bottom 3.
And
We've talked about
my bottom 3 are literally the back 3.
Yep.
Though I might trade Heaven as a Truck for 5-4. I know you wouldn't, but I might.
I would trade Heaven as a Truck for any song off of Suicide by Suicide.
You hate Heaven as a Truck that much?
I don't like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a great segue then.
Yeah.
Does this album belong in the top 500 of all time?
I like this album.
Yeah.
All in all, I like this album. I like Pavement. I've always liked this album. I never listened to it as carefully as I have over the past week, but it's so hard to say because I think Pavement is an important part of the conversation.
Okay.
Is this one of the 500 greatest albums of all time? I don't know. I'm struggling like I struggled actually for different reasons for the Pet Shop Boys because I know the Pet Shop Boys are important. I know you couldn't stand that album. I know they're important. I said no to that album even though I know the Pet Shop Boys are important.
But that's not the question I asked.
No.
The
I
question
like the album.
asked-
I like the album. I will listen to this album many times. I already have listened to it many times. I don't know if it's the 500 greatest album of all time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I only knew 2 Pavement songs coming into this. And on my first couple of listens, I actually was not very much into this. I have grown to very much like this album, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I think that the song ideas on this album are fantastic. I think that the creation and the attitude. Attitude's a word we haven't used today, and I think it's actually the one that sums it up the best for me at this point. I think the attitude of this album I'm really in love with. Operationally speaking, I don't know that it's the best album of all time. I don't know if it's the best of their catalog.
Right.
I will say, I don't think there's many other bands that fill the hole that Pavement does.
Right.
Asphalt would have been better.
Asphalt would have been better. Yeah.
But you all get where I'm going here.
I did have Qdoba today, so I could have that happen.
You have an asphalt.
I could have an asphalt.
Oh God! Tell me to skip the lettuce. You know, Dan, I didn't come in knowing whether I was going to like it or not to the 500. I'm going to go ahead and break rank and say, you know what? This does deserve its spot on the 500 greatest albums of all time list.
Fair enough.
I think that here's how I'll defend it. I haven't heard anything else from this genre, especially yet. And when I say this genre, I mean 90s alternative rock that sounds quite like this. And I also think that 6 or 7 of these songs are actually like stupendous. Like they're really, they define an era.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, I'm not going to change my stance just because you said that, but I am curious. I mean, a lot of people cite them as influences.
That's obvious why.
Yep. But is it because of this album? And that's where I'm hung up. I think the band deserves more recognition than they've gotten.
Yeah, agreed. But
so that's where I'm torn on.
If not this album, which? Yeah. And I'm going, and it's not like the pretext is you and I listen to the rest of the catalog.
No.
It's like you're feeding me this one.
Right.
If this album stopped at 10, I wouldn't have even flinched.
Right.
So is the band allowed to have a misfire? And that's the only hang up I have, honestly, is, but I think about my favorite albums in the entire world are not all skip proof either.
Yep.
There will always be. I think that 311's album Transistor is definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. It's 21 songs.
Right.
There's 2 or 3 songs in there. I'm like, okay, I can live without listening to, I don't know, Tune In or whatever it might be. Actually, I like that song quite a bit. But, you know, we have those moments on any album. Hear it when you listen to the bangers that hit. Oh, another one I just was big on. It would probably be on the list. I was just listening to Evil Urges, My Morning Jacket the other day.
Yeah.
God damn, that's a good album. But there's a song or two on there. I'm like, I'm fine without this. I'm not going to let the 2 songs weigh me down. I really enjoyed this listen. I don't want to look back with life without me having listened to it. And frankly, these guys are just playing music the way that the world needed to hear at the time.
Yeah, maybe fucking convince me because I don't want to be like you on Boys to Men.
Yeah, I have a regret. I'll put it out there. Like, I regret not giving the nod. It's not hard to give the nod.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't hurt.
And I was on the fence. You heard me hemming and hawing, so it's not like I was like, fuck no. You know.
It doesn't hurt that the data's behind it. It's been on the list for a long time.
It has.
And so...
But they dropped it by 200 points.
Yeah, agreed. But no, I really like this. Put it this way. When I look at our journey so far and all the stuff we've listened to, this is a very big positive green mark for me. This is like a 8.6 or something like that, you know? And we're talking about what's supposed to be the elite class of music.
Yeah.
I was thinking about my guns. Wow, I didn't know that was coming.
There you go.
So are you joining?
Yeah, I'll switch my stance.
Hey, welcome, baby.
I'll switch my stance.
Yes.
I was on the cusp anyway, so.
Pavement rules. Suck it, Pet Shop Boys. Those guys are probably really cool. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't align with that.
Okay. Oh shit. Well, that was a big episode. A lot of feelings. We have big feelings.
Big feelings. Question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's in your ears?
Tell you what I've been listening to a lot of.
Can't be Frankie Valli again.
No. My son is not influencing my musical decisions. Though I will say, on the sidestep, Jonas is in his ears.
Yeah.
He just discovered some of the best era of Michael Jackson.
Nice.
And so now he always wants to listen to The Way You Make Me Feel. Mm-hmm. And songs literally right there in that category. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
Hee.
Let's go for it. And it's funny because didn't like the Michael Jackson biopics and shit just like drop?
It did.
Totally unrelated though, because he was always like a blame it on the Boogie Jacksons type of kiddo. Mm-hmm. And so he heard the timbre of his voice, said, that's the blame it on the Boogie guy. I said, yes, it is, Jonas.
It is.
Which is crazy because blame it on the Boogie Jackson's significantly younger.
It is, yeah.
So
Yeah.
just putting that out there.
There you go.
But I have been listening to something that you and I adore.
Okay. Stucky
Soul Live.
Oh, got it.
Out of Brooklyn, New York, Eric
Brooklyn.
Krasno, Neil Evans, and Alan Evans, the trio to end all trios, in my opinion. The music I grew up to in my high school years that show me you don't have to have fucking lyrics to make great songs.
Have you been listening to Rubber Soul Live or
No.
the Beatles tribute?
No, that is the one.
Yeah.
No, I've just kind of been like rolling the, if we were in Pandora age mix of it, but it's great. You start to hear 107 and Cannonball and some crazy songs.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. What just vicious players, upbeat. The thing about this band that's so funny is, as a drummer at that time in my life, you listen to Alan Evans, and Alan Evans plays one beat incredibly well.
Yes.
For 80% of the songs.
It's perfect though.
In fact, like they all just have like their trick. I think he's playing really big hi-hats too, like real washy.
Yeah.
Neil Evans is holding down organ both hands. Another bass player, he's playing left-hand organ.
Yep.
He's doing it great. Eric Krasno is just a monster on guitar. He has unlimited jazz tone and reach.
Yep.
And the ability to string together these phrases and also chord lock them. They share the stage beautifully.
Yep.
It's just like the most intuitive thing to listen to. It's so easy to listen to. But the real good part is when you get in and you start to hear Ryan Zoidis, Sam Kenninger, Rashad Ross, which are, probably the most notable horn players who would jump on stage with them.
Right.
A couple saxes and a great trumpet player. And then they start to bring in other singers with them. So
Corey
every
Glover.
now and then you get, Corey Glover. It's neat to see. They had, I think Reggie Watts got involved with them. And then, Dave Matthews has a Joyful Girl, I believe, is Soul Live in him.
Yep.
And even down the road, Eric Krasno gets involved in singing a lot of the tunes.
Yep.
Man, Soul Live. Just impeccable. And what a trip down the lane, dude.
And Soul Live has a special spot in our hearts also because we covered, what was the song that we covered by Soul Live? I can't remember the name of the song. Da 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 da.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll just sing you the whole song. Get a copyright strike for it.
Yeah, so we used to play that together in a song because we had a pretty banging sax player.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Shout out to Matt. But we were rolling.
Yeah.
And the thing that Soul Live can bring to you, it's like great driving music. It's great like throw it in the back of the house and like mad clean your house or cook to it. It's perfect just vibe music.
Or crank it up and dance.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
Maybe not Soma or 1 and 7. Yeah, but
no, but I'm gonna put a.
I could dance to 1 and 7.
Yeah, dude. You can do it to anything.
Yeah. Freedom.
Oh my, get out of here! That album was nutty.
Yeah.
And then they also went through many iterations of their band where they just kind of experimented with different sound. But man, like the down the middle, like Brooklyn sounding jazz stuff for the first 2 or 3, was just like. It will be in my veins forever. It'll forever have imprinted on me. If you like, this is going to be a reach.
Okay.
But Soul Live scratches the itch back then that Croon Bin scratches for people now.
Okay.
Now, Croon Bin's more chill.
Yeah.
But the beauty of having a vocal lesser vibe, soul, jazzy type trio is 100% there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think there's a bond there. There's some sort of an energy that's shared.
Yeah.
It's just Soul Live will cook down the middle and put these clubs on fire. Croon Bin's more like, I'm going to sip champagne in a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, your turn. What's in yours?
Are you hip to Jalen Naganda? Jalen Naganda.
No.
Local boy out of Wheaton, Maryland. Wheaton. If Silk Sonic did homage to Motown, Jalen is Motown.
Damn, son.
Holy crap. If you like pick up the pieces, the fixing the tantrum.
Fixing the tantrums. Yeah, not the average white band.
Right. Like when you think of Silk Sonic, their homage to Motown, I believe, is authentic, but there's also some parody.
Of course.
In what they're doing.
That's what Bruno Mars does so well.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, we've watched time and time again, perfectly
Mm-hmm.
rip off an entire era.
Yep.
He did it so beautifully. He ripped off New Jack
Mm-hmm.
incredibly when he was doing like Chunky and shit. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
just like unbelievable. And Silk Sonic is no different than
Yep.
ripping off like
So Jalen, by contrast, is not ripping off or doing homage. Jalen may have been transplanted from the Motown era and is making new music as though nothing has changed.
and you can see that in artists like Leon Bridges.
Yep.
You see that in Michael Kiwanuka,
Yep.
right? Like
Yeah.
early the Dip.
Yeah.
Maybe some St. Paul and the Broken Bones, but not really.
Right.
But there is authenticity still in the blood. Oh, that makes me so happy. That's a local boy.
Local Boy is his 2026 album, The Doctrine of Love. Great album.
Oh, we're going to listen to that.
Yeah.
How'd you find out about it?
Actually, some dude on Instagram said, here's the best albums of 2026 so far. And he just went through a list. And the ones that I saved it, and the ones that sounded interesting, I'm like, oh, I'll give them a shot. And I pulled it up. So I can't even remember who it was. Some dude on Instagram.
You know how much time I spent in Wheaton, Maryland as a kid?
Probably a bunch.
A shit ton, dude. It's right there. There used to be a club in Wheaton back in the day called Phantasmagoria. Mm-hmm. And it was just it was like a punk club. It was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Wheaton got a little grindy for a while. It's in the DC suburbs,
Yep.
Silver Spring side.
Yeah.
Definitely got a little touch and go. A little new money came into it. There's a mall there that got bought by Westfield that did pretty well.
Yeah.
Good metro station. Wheaton's fault, dude. There's good eating in Wheaton.
Yep.
There's a lot of good food in Wheaton. The best Peking duck on this side of Maryland's in Wheaton.
Yeah.
Man,
Good album. I'm really enjoying it.
I can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, that was a fun one.
It was a fun one.
What's next week?
Sound of Silver by
LCD?
LCD Sound System.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Dude, I'm coming in with like loaded on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got so many thoughts.
Well, we'll hear them next week, won't we?
Backwards Beats Podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
Ciao.
That was a show about the album Crooked Rain by the band Pavement. Guitar walls and great songwriting made this album.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tuna-Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.